Hello, all you hardcores out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. Well, what an interesting evening. Uh, Julian McGowan on my channel said that he thought Josh Warrington were there for taking and he'd get beat tonight, and he did. But very close fight. Very, very, very close fight indeed. Uh, let's go straight into some statistics here, right? I think a draw would have been a fair result, wouldn't it, really? But according to CompuBox, and not everybody uses these, Lopez landed 24 more body shots and he threw 111 more shots. So, he threw 598 shots and landed 184. Oh, 55 were body shots, sorry. Warrington threw 487. He landed 161, and 44 were body shot. Were body shots. Total jabs. Warrington landed one jab. The other kid landed 6 jabs, so it wasn't a jab fight, was it? Warrington threw 119 to body. And 30 to body. He threw 119 jabs altogether, 30 to body, landing 1. Lopez threw 232 jabs, landing 49 and 6 to the body. So Warrington only landed 1 body shot. 1 body shot to body. Power punchers. Warrington threw 368. He landed 131 and 43 were tip body. The other guy threw 366, landed 135 with 49 tip body. He had a better percentage rate. He beats him in all departments on CompuBox. But then if you break it down into rounds on shots landed, they've won 6 rounds each. Round 8, they both landed 7 each. But Lopez were more active, throwing double the amount. So if you go on the percentages connected, 1-1-0, 2-1, 2-0, 3-2, 3-0, 4-3, 5-3, 6-3, 6-4, 6-5. It's 6 rounds each if you want to go on CompuBox. But if you but that's not how we judge fights, is it? So, but just if you want to have that as a guide, but I think a draw would have been a better result. But Lopez has got the win. They've been Mexican again, outmaneuvered. But I want to know why Josh Warrington's only landing 1 jab to the body. The jab to the body, I've been told, is a really good shot. It gives you time to have a break and that, and to keep them at range and stuff like that. But that's only what I'm only going on what I've been told. But Warrington's been beat. The bubble won't have burst because Eddie Hearn or Eddie Hills, the 5-0 Iceman from Billericay, 3 by way of, but no footage, Eddie. All this footage we've got is you knocking Spotty Frank about. But I think there'll be more fights with Eddie because they can't go running back to Bricktop, can they now, after everything he did for them, and then it's all gone pear-shaped. So they can't play the blame game now. Because there's really only 2 games in town, isn't there, really? There's Bricktop and Eddie Hills. Maybe there's Sky as well. Who knows? Maybe Warrington might want to go on Sky. I take it they'll be sniffing about, won't they now? What happens in boxing is this. When a fighter gets beat, first they're angry, his team, then they're upset, then they look for somebody to blame. But I don't think they can blame anybody on this. They came up against a good, tough Mexican who people were tipping to win. And in my opinion, I thought it were a draw. CompuBox says it were a draw. All the statistics. So it depends what you're looking for. Howard Foster had it a draw. The other two guys had it by 2 rounds. So I'm sure there'll be a rematch clause. But is this where we're going to be going now with rematches? And is this what we're going to have? Clash of heads and rematches? I don't know. But Eddie's not just going to let Warrington go. Warrington's got the upper hand. He's his big ticket seller now, isn't he? You know what I mean? So with Joshua parked up and Conor Benn parked up and Campbell, Hands of Foam, Hatton, well, I don't think he's going to win a British, is he? So Eddie really will be hanging out at back at Warrington's now. They'll be looking to do a rematch or Lee Wood. But Warrington want to fight for a regular belt. It's not like there's another belt online, is it? I mean, he's the big star in this, isn't he, Warrington? But Lee Wood's going to scream, well, I've got the belt if they do fight. But I can't see that fight happening. I can see Lopez fight happening again because Josh Warrington's a warrior, isn't he? But I don't know. Is he found wanting like England team? Is this how it is with our fighters? When it gets to this top level, when we're up against a different style, we always seem to be found wanting. I don't know, is the blood and guts Warrington style on the wane now? I don't know. If it is, who's to blame? Is it the father? I don't know. He don't look a picture of Elf, does he, the dad? But he's done well for him, hasn't he? But this is how I look at it, right? He has to take some responsibility, doesn't he, as well? Because Warrington's style's not changed, has it? As he's got to top level, he's still got the same style. You know, they've done well with Maxi Hughes, but his dad can't take all the plaudits for Warrington, his lad. And Maxi Hughes has got to take the rough with the smooth. And maybe the dad, the trainer, might need to look at himself and say, am I doing my bit here? Am I doing my bit instead of just climbing into fruit ring ropes? Showing me arse on back of my tracksuit or going outside for a fag. Am I doing my bit? I don't know. I'm not having a dig at Sean O'Hagan. I think he's been one of the most decorated trainers in the last 5 years in UK. He's up there with, Joe Gallagher and Dom Ingle, McCracken and all them. He's sitting at the top table, isn't he? But like I've just said there, does he have to have a look at his performance and what can they change up for Josh to be, starting to stop people at least, instead of we're not talking like old washed up fighters. We're talking these Mexicans. Can he mix it with these Mexicans? I don't know. I want to see him in with that guy that stopped him. I want to see a trilogy with him, or I want to see this Lopez rematch. Eddie will have all bases covered, but do we really want to see that again from yesterday? It's up to fans, isn't it? Let me know in the comment section. But hey ho, we'll get on to the rest of the card now, shall we? Ebony Bridges won in a good fight. She gets stuck in, doesn't she? So we have to give her credit. Even though she's dragging boxing into gutter with all these outfits at weigh-ins, she's just doing that to make herself more commercialised. And Eddie Hearn loves all that, doesn't he? Or Eddie Hills, the 5-0 Iceman from Billericay. Hey, but Felix Cash won in an 8-rounder. He looked a bit off, didn't he, Felix Cash? Well, he's fighting a guy 9-2-2. We should have blown him away. All of a sudden, Felix Cash has lost all his miraculous powers. What's happening there? I think we all know what's going on there, don't we? Shannon Courtney won in an 8-rounder against somebody 5 and 6. You know what I mean? She now moves on to 8 and 2. And it's funny, isn't it, how we're referring to her as like this veteran, a stalwart or a war horse, old Shannon Courtney and all that. She's only had 10 fights. We're referring to her as a veteran. How messed up is that? Hey, Opie Price won. He moves to 9-0, 3 by way of. His percentage KO's not as good as Eddie Hills, is it? The 5-0 Iceman with 3 by way of. But hey ho, what can you do? Looked like a decent show from Eduardo Hill. So well done, Eduardo. Anyway, moving on to the business end of the evening. Crawford against Stephen Eashan. It's one of them fights, isn't it? Like Anthony Yard against Beta Beef. Paul Butler against I Know You. Everybody's got Crawford in the top 5, haven't they? Pound for pound. Beef, Crawford, I Know You, Usyk, Spencer, Crawford. They're the top 5, aren't they, in the world at the moment? They don't shout their mouths off. They're all undefeated. No draws or blemishes on record. They're all multi-weight division. Well, most of them are multi-weight division champs and that. I'm not sure if Spence is, but I think rest of them are all. They're all top elite guys, aren't they? Crawford's and Usyk have won belts in different divisions. The others are just icemen, aren't they? Beef, isn't he? Every fight he's had, he's knocked them all out. But Crawford's now 39-0, free weight division. He's in my top 5. It's his 10th KO on the trot, and it's his 7th WBO fight. So he's the real deal, isn't he, Crawford? Crawford and Spence, they've got a fight now, haven't they? But David Evanesian, tough man. I can see how he beat Josh Kelly, and I can see why Conor Benn has nightmares about him when he puts his head down on the pillar at night. Isn't that right, Crusher Ben? Nightmares. That's why he went taking those special drinks with honey and nuts and berries in and juices. And that's why you're drinking them, innit? Crusher Ben. But Crawford's the real deal. He's top 5 pound for pound all day long. All day long. Crawford Spence must happen now. I don't want to hear anything about that fights. It needs fermenting, or it needs bubbling up pan a bit longer. No, if it bubbles up pan any longer, it'd be like some of them that Dennis is trying to put on Fight Zone. It needs sorting now, doesn't it? It needs sorting now. But wish Josh Warrington all the best, but I thought it were a draw. I couldn't see a win for him, but I could see him pinching a draw. But you could say that with the power shots from Lopez, were the telling shots, and he did throw more punches, and he did land more. And but according to CompuBox, it was 6 rounds each if you want to go on their statistics. But so that's how close it is. And all them people who say that CompuBox don't make a difference, maybe it don't, but it gives you a guide, doesn't it? Okie dokie. So that's about it, really. Massive shout out to Welcome Estates, proudly sponsored by them, and Spartan Demolition. Okie dokie. Peace on trucking. Keep supporting boxing. Don't have nightmares. Okay. Peace out. Oh, can I just say, I think there's 10 videos to go out in the next few days, 10 or 12 or something. So you're in for a special treat. You'll have all ones from last week. They're all in production. So be ready for a porky feast. Peace out.